A good amount of drones, but not quite as many as I was expecting to create. And that's because, let's look at the math. So a drone has 9 inventory slots. It takes about a 4-minute round trip to each one of the ports, and each one of my mining units is creating something around 600 ore per minute if they're overclocked. So the math really just does not work out. However, for some of the non-ore resources, I still have set up drones all for that. So we got stuff like the steel beams, which are being hauled over here. We got like rubber and plastic, which I clearly need to be making more of. And then also got Caterium ingots, because Caterium ingots require 3 ore to create 1 bar. So going from 600 to 200 is a lot more manageable. However, the drones still are only bringing in 189, as you can see, per minute, which means that I do have 2 ports set up for each one of the pure Caterium nodes out there. And then the third one, I still have the train used for that. So yeah, it is not perfect, but as you can see, I am making enough. I'm not running out of that like with plastic. So actually, the factory has been working fairly efficiently. And you can even see in the upper right corner that I'm almost done with the first half of Phase 4. I mean, in some ways, I'm a little bit disappointed that I couldn't quite get to peak efficiency before I was done with, say, the assembly director units, but I still do have half of the phase left to go, so I'm sure there's going to be plenty more opportunities for that. Now, the only thing I'm missing out on at this point in time is just not enough plastic. Yeah, because that's what circuit boards are made from. And I mean, I guess I could probably just... I do have access to, resource wells now. So that makes a pretty big difference. I'm sure I could go probably find an oil well somewhere out in the world, and that would solve all of my plastic and rubber needs. But, we also do have nitrogen, which I found last time and then never actually finished due to the ridiculous amount of power and drone things that I was trying to do there. So I think I'm going to start out this episode doing that. And to do that, even though I could just create, a bunch of pipes leading back to the base, I think I'm actually going to create a small monorail system. Because after all, I do need to get power out there somehow. And I know you could say that, why don't you just use, power lines? You're doing that all over the place with the geysers. Yeah, I know. This is just an excuse, again, for me to not have a spaghetti factory. Which I am maybe way too committed to at this point in time, but whatever. I'm not going to stop now. So let's start out here. Just create like a little bit more. Go and get, I'm thinking like just like one station over here. Oh, I suppose, it doesn't quite fit in here, but it will fit right over here. Yeah, this should work out. So, I'm going to do that. I obviously have a bunch of power lines right next to the machines to be able to hook this up. Because I'm not going to hook it up to my main monorail system. That's kind of unnecessary. Especially because it is, on the 3rd floor from this one. But yeah, with no ceiling up here, because there's no machines over there, this is kind of the ideal place to be setting up a pickup point for the nitrogen. Missing some concrete. Wow. Yeah, I suppose concrete is the other thing that, despite having 2 pure nodes right next to the base, I'm still not producing enough of, but only slightly. And the plastic is more of an issue anyway. That's the biggest bottleneck when it comes to creating stuff right now. The adaptive control units require computers, require circuit boards. It requires a lot of circuit boards. And I don't have enough stuff to make circuit boards. Maybe what I should do... I am shipping some bauxite in here. Yeah. I am shipping some bauxite in here. Maybe I should just go try to, I don't know, do silica stuff instead. I'm sure I can do something. Whatever. That's something to think about later. Let me just go grab a little bit more concrete, right? No, not those. But... really, it's like those Caterium ingots. That was another bottleneck, as was this right over here, because I wasn't quite getting enough heavy oil residue, but all of that has been worked out. The only thing that's a really huge bottleneck right now is just that plastic. Because, I only got so much oil over there. And I even have all of those oil extraction wells being overclocked right now. So it's just not enough. But I don't want to set up another base. I mean, it's called a fluid cistern for good reason. Because everything's just kind of resting there. Not being used well enough up until, I pretty much, up until like nearly the point that I got those drones set up. Because that's when everything started to actually get efficient enough that I didn't have a huge surplus of plastic just kind of sitting in the background. I mean, that has been mostly what I've been doing here. As it turns out, a lot of the, there we go. As it turns out, a lot of the issues that I was having with supply line stuff was fixed almost instantaneously, purely by just overclocking every one of my resource production. Yeah, it was as simple as that. I mean, I was going to originally show that on screen and everything, like be like, oh, Carl, let's make everything a lot more efficient or whatever. And then, no, I just need to have everything overclocked to the maximum ability. And all right, there, now it's done. The only exception for that, of course, is plastic and the Caterium, which, I just kind of did in a slightly different way, actually using the drones and everything. It was much simpler than I was expecting. I don't know, I thought I was going to have to go and start getting resources from a bunch of other nodes that I had yet to even find or something like that. Nope, just overclock everything. Yeah, I had a feeling from the very beginning that it was going to be something along those lines. Something where the resources that I actually get from each one of the nodes are going to be the major bottleneck for stuff. And it's not quite that, because obviously I can go and mine up some more nodes, but it is sort of like that. It's not entirely not like that. That's, because I'm just overclocking stuff to fix that issue. Anyway, let's get it out. Let's start up the train right over here. It's already connected to the power grid, so, I guess I do also have this here. And it is pure limestone as well. Maybe I should just be bringing this into base. Huh. Because that's, like, hell, the other one that I'm taking stuff from right now is, okay, you know what? There we are. The other stuff that I'm taking stuff from right now is more or less about as far away, right? It would, it's like justifying that sort of thing is roughly, no, I didn't realize I was quite on the edge of that. Whatever. Yes, beautiful nature that I'm destroying by putting all this junk over here. Oh, come on now. Fine, fine. Lovely little shallow pools here. Started out with some combat, right? I'll still take that. All right, anyway. Yeah, it's just right over here, if I'm not mistaken. And then, I don't need to create two different monorail struts for this or anything. Yeah, no, it's just right here. It is literally just right here. I'm trying so hard not to make a spaghetti factory. Oh, it's kind of absurd. It's fine, though. It's fine. Anyway, everything can loop back. Thank you, autosave, by the way. Everything can loop back onto the same track. Because, normally I want to have two tracks, but there's only going to be one train running on here, so... Oh, my God. Well, okay. Every single time with the stuff here. Oh, I suppose I do actually need to set up the freight station. But these are all pretty much like pure nodes, right? And I think that's like 120 per minute, and then, you know what? I'm probably also just gonna just do it. 500 Morrowinds. I am not huge. As of right now, I have 8 nuclear power plants set up and a gigantic green glowing line of uranium fuel rods leading to them. It's like I could set up even more if I wanted to. That's not a big deal. And to make sure that just with this single node alone, that I'm going to be able to have enough resources from this single node alone, I think is gonna be pretty good. And if I need to create multiple carts to carry all of that per minute, that's okay. And then I will be able to... Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that this shouldn't... I shouldn't need to, you know, say... figure out some way of trucking even more things into the base here. Like, this should be an appropriately huge amount of nitrogen for... unless I'm going to, like, double the size of the factory, which I might. Nuclear pasta is still there, being threatening. And I mean, not just in, like, the sense that if something goes wrong, that I would definitely die if like any amount of these compressed neutrons escape the confinement of the cube. I'm talking about, like, I don't know what it's going to actually need to be created. And that is... I mean, up until this point, I feel like I've been pleasantly surprised. I guess I need to get rid of this. I've been pleasantly surprised with how simple-ish some of the newer recipes have been. Like, it hasn't felt like they're, you know, something totally out of my reach. Like something that I'm going to require creating a twice as large factory to actually mine up. But nuclear pasta is currently like the final boss. And, you know, I've talked about this before. The idea of like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Okay, get over here, electricity. The idea of, like, early access games, I feel like there's always this attempt to really make them, you know, anytime there's, like, a really huge update that comes out. How am I going to do this? Anytime there's, like, a really huge update that comes out for one of these, that it's like people always want to go all out with some of the content. Makes it feel like every single one of the bosses... You know, like, if a game is in early access, then every boss is, like, the newest final boss. And this is, like, a pretty big update that introduced this, so I want to say that they're probably planning for this to be a pretty big sort of thing to end up creating, as if it hasn't been already. It absolutely has, and that shouldn't be a freight platform. That should be a fluid freight platform. Come on. At least I'm fairly certain this is going to be fluid, right? I don't know. We'll see. Not covering any one of the things here, am I? I'm sort of covering one of the things. Oh, that's fine. I got to get my nitrogen gas. I got to have my gas. What was that? Did I get, like, possessed by some sort of cereal mascot for a second? Anyway. Okay. This is the last major resource as far as I know, too. So, that's something to look forward to? Are you looking forward to that? I mean, maybe. Maybe you're really waiting for Satisfactory to conclude already. As I sure have been neglecting the rest of the channel as I've been doing this for what feels like 3 years. Nah. Fine. What if I do it like this? Still no. What if I do it like this? No. What if I do it... Okay. Stupid, the sharp turn thing, I swear. Did I get it? I did not get it. Monorails, you can do some wacky stuff with them. However, often they don't like working out. You gotta kind of finagle them into actually working for you. There you go. That's see, that's the sort of thing. That's what I'm talking about. Now, can I get this other one hooked up? Once again, this is all the stuff that I cut out of normal gameplay. Can you believe it? Can you believe that you're missing out on this sort of thing? Ah! Here, let's get a nice foundation in. 2, in fact. Just to be sure. Now just times this by 35, and you can imagine what I did for... You can imagine what I did for the... maybe I'll just try and take it around the opposite direction or something. Imagine what I did for, like, the uranium. Yeah. Well, you know what I can do right now, at least. Bare minimum. I'm missing quick wire. Perfect. You know what I'm not missing? The Mark III pull, which I don't even know if I've talked about at all just yet, because, you know, why? It's the one I've been using already, but more. And requires a significant amount more resources. There we are. Now, can I loop that back around in here? I might be able to. Taking a look at it right now, I think I might be able to. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Once again, this is the sort of hot content that you've been missing out on. Really, that's too sharp. I find that hard to believe. How about that? Is that too sharp? That's too sharp. You're too sharp. There we go. All right, that'll work. Yeesh. Okay, then. All right. Last time we're going to need to do this. Which direction is this facing right now? You, and we're good. I'll color that, I guess, probably a blue and gray. Well, that's all. Wait, that's already taken up. Yeah, I'll figure out something. Anyway, maybe just have it be pure white. Nah, it's not really pure white exactly. Well, anyway, okay. I hope that this is considered a fluid, because otherwise I'm going to have to restart this entire episode. That's not true. Maybe, though. Well, like, maybe like a little bit, though. All right, just face it in this direction, basically. And what are we actually looking at? I have it super. Yeah, here we go. Underground gas, etc. 300 per minute, and this is on a pure node. Okay. Well, I do have several pure nodes, as shown here. And I mean, okay, let's just get like this stuff set up immediately. This will be an acceptable amount to begin with. Oh, it's, I mean, I guess it's sort of, yeah, I expect, you know, it's like I expect it to be, whatever. Cool and nice. Still considered a fluid, though, which is kind of the important thing, of course. Now then, you are going to, well, what am I going to call this one? I'm just, like, thinking about it right now. Nitrogen 1, I guess. And then nitrogen pickup or something, which is kind of the way that I've been doing it up until this point, so we'll do that. Yeah, sure. Look, we come up with, we color things and we come up with cutesy names later, all right? Right now, we're just worried about getting this actually functional. And I don't even know if I have any sort of cutesy names that I'm going to come up with for this. All right, there we go. Big old canister of gaze. That's what I was going to say. That's what I said. That's how I talk now. Okay. Oh. All right. And then send it right back to base. Come on. Come on. How long is this going to take is the real question. Like, what's the... I want to say that I'll probably be able... I mean, in all likelihood, if it's outputting 300 per minute, obviously it's going to take less than a minute to get over here, but then you got to account for docking times and everything, too. And then, yeah, if it's 300 per minute, pipes have a max of 600... And then I am going to need at least a couple cars for this. But it'll be right next to the base. And I'll be able to send it up to the 3rd floor, or probably keep it on the 1st floor because of fluid dynamics. And kind of leave it at that. You doing it? Alright, but yeah, let me go see real quick. How am I doing? Like, should have plenty of pure stuff. Should have plenty of resource extractors. Yep. It's like I'm thinking that I'll probably be able to fill these things up pretty quick. I mean, each one of them takes two pipes to go in, right? Obviously, much like the water one that I was doing earlier, I'm not super concerned with making these things, like, beautiful. They'll be functional spider webs, and that's fine by me. Only the most functional of spider webs, I say. Yeah, pure. What a convenient. Once again, oh, that one's normal. Which one? How much you doing? 150. All right, not as impressive. Not as impressive. I mean, I guess it's okay, but you know. Yeah. All right. Okay. Real quick. Oh yeah, look at how this looks on the thing. Trying to represent gas here is it's kind of funky. All right. How about I do that right there? Do this right here. And then can I get it to go directly upwards? I can. In an awkward way, but I did it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and then, you know, one more freight car doing this exact sort of same thing. You're the normal. No, you're still pure. No, a normal node here, but whatever. All right. Ah, pressing all of the wrong buttons here. Okay, I'm just like trying to. I'm just taking a look. Fill rate is, yeah, it's going up. It's pretty huge, and considering it's only got 2,400, but the train's already coming back. And I want to say that, like, gas flow rate probably a lot simpler. Yeah. Oh, hey. Was I looking for oil? Yeah, I think I was looking for oil before. Huh, it's actually some kind of near the base. Well, one of the bases that I got. Specifically Quartz Quadrant. All right, well, it takes less than a minute for the train to go back and forth, so that's something to be said. What? What is it to be said? I don't know. Something. Oh, certainly. All right. Floor too steep. What if I were to, you know, just throw in one more of these? You like that? You do like that. Oh, boy. But how am I going to do the monorail then? Yeah, it's not quite as friendly. So how am I going to do this? I don't know. Come on. Okay, well, you know what? I'll worry about maximizing my... my gas output later. For right now, I just need to... What the heck? How did I get this working before? It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to go set up some machines, I suppose. And instead of setting up a line of machines, I just made 2 freight platforms instead. Okay. You know what? This should be fairly simple to set up the fused modular frames. It's going to be just the same thing that I've been doing for any other machine. But I want to set up one right now purely because I want to get a couple of these started before anything else. And I only need 50 of them, right? To get to leading edge production. And I don't know. I want to see, like, Miner Mark III might be pretty useful. So let's just immediately go right over here, grab a couple of the heavy modular frames. And now that I've gotten everything in working order, it is significantly easier to... Oh, and a couple of these too. It is significantly easier to just grab a stack of them from not here, but the next area. And then I'm sure I'm probably going to need some radio control units and, like, the turbo motor. And I'll also be able to find out exactly what the next, the turbo fusion engine, whatever it is, for the third item for Phase 4 is going to require. I assume it's turbo motor and probably either fused frames or radio control units, which have yet to be made, or just regular motors, because nothing I've been making up until this point has used regular motors, and that is That is worrying, because I, of course, don't have anything set up to make regular motors right now. Whatever, it's fine. Let me just... I just want to... Yeah, it's one blender here. We'll go get this going right now. I can't pick up... I might not be able to pick up nitrogen gas by itself, but I can at least, you know, just connect this to a line and throw in all of the other junk required there, right? Like that, here, you know what, max it out. And then some nitrogen gas. Some nitrogen gas. Of which I should have more than enough just with this alone. So, jam it in there and start making it for me. In fact, you know what, start making it very fast. I want a few of these things to begin. Yo, nitrogen gas, get in here. Oh, right. When it's doing the transfer from the train, it doesn't actually, you know, accept inputs or outputs. But yeah, these are totally maxed out, both of them. And it probably will be, maybe not exactly maxed out, but close to maxed out. So, you know. Should have as much as I'm going to get out of that node coming in here. All right, well, I guess I'm going to wait and have a few of these things be made while I try and get all the junk together to create even more of the blenders, so I can actually make a line of these things. Maybe even try and get, I don't know, some... Like, how much does this actually require right now? Yeah, when it's not being overclocked, for example. Requires 37.5 nitrogen gas. Okay. I spent a long time setting up rows and rows of machines. So long, in fact, that I was able to get to the next milestone, which then resulted in me setting up even more rows of machines, allowing me to get to the final milestone. So, although I didn't show that previous one on screen, at least past what you're seeing right now, I am going to show this one, because this is where I get all of the final things, the nuclear stuff, the plutonium rods, everything like that, and that might be a little bit trickier to create. But before that happens, let's take a look over here. We got automated cooling systems, we got automated boxes, and then over here, probably most importantly, I have automated turbo engines, which these are actually used for the Mark III mining units, so I did want to make a lot of those, which I did. I've made a lot of them. Probably not too many, because of course I am going to need to make the third item in the phase, and I do believe that requires quite a few of these things. However, let's be honest, I should be probably trying to make a few more of these things in advance. I mean, the plan for the factory is that I want everything to be perfectly automated, so that by the minute everything is working at 100% efficiency, etc., and so on. But the better way to do it is to just have some storage for things too. And then you can even calculate exactly how many, say, turbo engines or whatever you need for stuff, make that many, and then not worry about having these machines continue to run. However, the machines aren't even running right now because I do not have nearly enough aluminum. So aluminum has become the bottleneck. When I was starting the other parts of Phase 4, that wasn't really a problem. I actually had plenty of aluminum, way more than I needed. Not so much the case now. So I'm going to have to go around and start just getting more stuff around the world. I mean, you can see even over here right now, this amount of screws that I'm creating now that I am finally making motors and rotors. It's like I'm using a lot of stuff, and I need more of it. Which means that, time to start using one of the things that I have totally forgotten about up until this point. The radio tower, or radar tower, whatever it's called. Gives you a lot of information, but also like makes all of the nodes available. And on top of that, stuff like geysers. Why geysers specifically? Well, I mean, I have used them before to kind of buff out my my power system, my power supply and everything. But one of the other really helpful things that geysers can do is allow me to get like drone ports out in places where I am nowhere near with the monorail. Because I need to have power to actually get that going, and then aside from that, all I need are batteries, which I already have back at base here. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, claim a bunch of geysers. Yeah, you can see the batteries are doing just fine. I can make a lot more drones. But yeah, I'm going to go around. I'm going to go find geysers. I'm going to set up radar towers. And then I'm going to start making like some little miniature bases. Like, for example, right over here. Not only is it in between two different, almost self-sustaining power sources, even though they might be pretty limited, I should be able to use that to go and make these things, have these things all just creating a bunch of aluminum, and then have them shipped back to base. It might take a couple drones, but as you can see, I have a lot of drones to bring back, I have a lot of batteries for the drones, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, as of right now, I mean, there's even like sulfur over here, pure sulfur. And if I had like coal, I could just go make a bunch of coal stuff. If I had oil, I could make a bunch of fuel burning things. Just something to make it so that I have like a little tiny... I still want to keep working with the big factory. But at this point in time, I need to start having, you know, some of the more basic resources. I just cannot ship them into base fast enough. And that's been kind of a problem for this. Right now, it is aluminum, but it's also copper sheets. However, copper sheets are a pretty good candidate for the drones, because copper sheets specifically do, they only are produced at 10 per minute. And if you're even only carrying, 200 objects like like some of the drones up there are doing, that's quite a few of those copper sheets. Whereas if I was making it all in base, I would need to have something like 100 constructors making those every minute. So kind of getting some of that out here so that my monstrous factory doesn't become even more monstrous is not a bad idea. But aside from that, as I was waiting for a few things to get going, I did also get quite a few more hard drives, so really starting to not get a lot of impressive stuff. But some things are interesting. You got some alternate ways to make motors, for example. But I'm wondering, by getting this next milestone, if I'll be able to do stuff like, say, make plutonium rods or something easier. I have plenty of the uranium waste, after all. But yeah, before I do much of anything else, I think the best idea is going to be run back here, see what we got for the actual milestone. But also on top of that, here, let's see. So I'm gonna need let's say 10 geothermal generators, and then I want to actually use some radar towers, because those are gonna make it very easy to figure out what the best places for bases to be are. And if you just attach them to a geothermal energy source, it's easy. They do require quite a bit of power, but not more than like your average normal geyser is going to actually use. All right, final one. What do we got? Well, particle enrichment, yes, but
the particle accelerator enables previously impossible processes such as recycling nuclear waste and converting it into plutonium, as well as the generation of exotic matter. A new project park enables progress to the next phase.
I guess those are the only two things that a particle accelerator does. Let's take a look. How do you make this thing? I can actually probably do it right now. Make at least one of them. I mean, after all, I am going to have to go back to the base to go and get some of the supplies, because wow, radar towers and geothermal generators do require some stuff, don't they? I mean, I even grabbed some crystal oscillators before starting this because I knew that was going to those were going to be required, but yeah, even more than that. All right. What is nuclear pasta? What do you got? What does this require here? Oh, it actually only requires 50 per minute. Okay, so yeah, there's another thing to maybe try and do not in the base, because that's a lot. That is a lot. Pressure conversion cube. Oh, it just requires some radio units? That's not even actually all that difficult. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to require a lot of aluminum for this once again, but could be worse. Could be worse. Pressure conversion cube, 0.5 per minute. Oh, man. That's going to be rough. Yeah, plutonium pellet is non-fissile uranium. Well, yeah, how do I make non-fissile? How do I make non-fissile uranium? Ah, I see. And for some reason, wait, why do you require a... Oh, wow, this is kind of an involved process. Why do you require a... What do you require an iron plate for that? I'm kind of surprised that the yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the like pressure cube or the nuclear pasta doesn't actually require nitric acid. I fully expected to have to... I mean, I you know, all the machines that I created right now, I'm not actually using all of them just because I do not have the aluminum for it. And I still don't even have the aluminum for the stuff that I'm making. It's like half of what I have here. But I was expecting to use some of the nitric gas, the nitrogen gas that I had, you know, kind of taken away from what was going to be there. And I was instead going to... Yeah, I still got a lot of rubber saved up. Still gonna have to make more of that eventually if I want this to be completely autonomous. But that's the sort of thing that I was talking about before. Actually setting up some storage for stuff. It's gonna make it a lot easier. But anyway, yeah, it's like... What I was saying is that I was gonna have some of that nitrogen gas actually turned into nitric acid because I fully expected to have to use that. And then like set up a whole bunch of other stuff. But nope, as it turns out, I guess I don't... wait, what are these ones? Ah, yes, those are the heat sinks. Yeah, as it turns out, I guess I don't actually need to do that. In fact, I think at this point in time, I don't have to create any more, like, supercomputers. I probably don't have to create nearly as many cables. In fact, after I get, like, the next two things actually do not require more than half of the factory, I think, at this point in time. So that is, that's interesting. I mean, good. I mean, I'm probably going to end up needing to use it later. Of course, if I even continue with this save file and, you know, end up doing the next update or whatever, I guess that could probably be good, but we'll see on that. But these sort of games, I never really know. I always feel like sometimes I really get into one game and then I just totally and completely stop playing these games forever. Like, oh, you really enjoyed Satisfactory. Yeah, well... Now I'm never playing another one of those again. Who knows? We'll see. That said, I am still absolutely right. I have this entire thing where it's like, I'm creating way too many cables, but I still need to get rid of this heavy oil residue because I'm making a lot of it right now because I needed a lot of cables previously. Yeah, so, a lot of them are just getting ground down into dust. Sad, sort of. Not really. It's not really that sad. It's just, you know. That's just how it is in the world of Satisfactory. We're very wasteful here. Incredibly wasteful. Well, I mean, technically not, though. It's supposed to be like, you know, you're sending data about the stuff you're creating back to the home base or something. Anyway, as for everything else, the heavy modular frames are very much on auto-create right now. And like I was saying, you know, the motors... Because I was running out of motors a lot previously. But cubes on auto-create. How many of these things do I need? Wow. Am I going to have, like, am I going to have to go, like, dump some of this stuff that I have right now? Because that is just how much stuff. You know what? Here, get rid of some of these computers then, I guess. Need, like, a few more cables. Yeah, these are some pretty resource-intensive, these are some pretty resource-intensive things I'm about to create here, aren't they? How about that? Anyway, 171. Man. I would... Man, I should have, like, maybe thrown some of these things in storage or something at this rate. Because I did not realize that I was going to need this many cables. Good God. And I'm going to need even more because I need to go hook them up to the... I need to go hook them up to the... I can't even remember the name of it right now. Actual power sources. Whatever they're called. I'm talking the power poles themselves, and that does require, a few more cables. Okay, there. Now, man, what can I get rid of? I guess I don't need all of this concrete. Usually I like being able to build some... No, not right now. Not right now you don't like being able to build, like, a little bit of foundation here and there. Right now, what you want to do is you want to have a full pack of 200 circuit boards. Yeah, well, that was one of the other things that I was doing. Since I was originally starting to make 100 of these constructors to make all the copper sheets, I actually came up with like a coloring system so that I could figure out, like, this is the 20s, these are the 30s, there's the 40s. And to be honest, I have so many things. I have so many things at this point in time to, like, prepared and ready to go in case I ever decide to, like, do a second attempt, like, a loop 2 of this game or something. I would be able to just get so much. I would be able to get so far so quickly, let me tell you. All right, God, to get rid of... What do I want to get rid of here? I guess I don't need the quick wire. I guess I technically don't really need the fuse modular frames either. It's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to go create some more... I mean, they might be used to get some more of the hard drives, but let me ask myself right now. Are they going to be used to get some more of the hard drives? Oh, wait a second. What did I just... I think I just sent that up with like the oh, this was the silica container. The actual container I wanted to put stuff in was over here. Whoops. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah, with all the other stuff. Okay, well, whatever. We can fix that later. It's not like I need to be making high-speed connectors right now, and that's what that does. That goes into high-speed connectors. I just need a couple more. I just need a couple more wires because I realize that I need 1500. I'm at 1515 right now. I just need slightly more. Enough that I can actually hook up things when the time comes. And I'm gonna go start setting up some smaller bases. Oh, nice. Some smaller bases in the same way that I set up like the... I am running out of stuff. Automated miner? Sure. Well, no. I might legitimately be at the end of hard drives to get. I was sort of hoping I might be able to see something for, alternate, something that doesn't require nitrogen... or nitric acid. Because let's be honest, at this point in time, I'm actually doing totally okay for power. If I were to go look over there, you would see a ton of like extra fuel rods that I have right now and everything. And like, yeah, that's an easy way to get rid of a lot of power, or to get rid of a lot of like waste and everything. But I mean, I don't know. Is it really that important? Well, I think I've built like one of these around the base once, just to kind of see what it did. Well, let's build another one with the actual plan that it's going to be a permanent fixture so that I can see everything around here. We're mapping the world, baby. Let's take a look. Yeah, of course. Sort of got like everything of interest. But, you can see, like, there's, like, the ones in the caves down there. Doesn't show the strange alien metal, though, does it? No? Well, you can see, like, it's sort of surprising. There's not a ton of stuff around here. I mean, like, look at that compared to over here. I got the feeling right now that that one of the things is that they're trying to push you towards. One of the things that's actually going to have all of the stuff that I require and that I want is that they're all going to be like in those end game areas. I'm talking, the poisonous swamp. I'm talking the radioactive forest. All of that sort of stuff. That's where all the things I'm looking for are. And as you can see, I can deal with radiation now, as evidenced by my incredibly radioactive train that keeps going by me, or my terribly, terribly OSHA non-compliant nuclear... I mean, OSHA non-compliant is maybe putting it lightly. Nuclear power plants that I got around here. Because, like, those things are like... Those things are like cartoonishly dangerous, where there are just uranium rods literally littering the landscape over there. And it's so radioactive that if you even start to get near it, the bar maxes out almost immediately. At one point in time, I had the iodine filters over there. You know, I had actually like ran out of them because I was doing so much work setting up stuff, and I almost died just for hanging out there for a couple seconds. So kind of should tell you how bad it is over there. Oh well, you know, that's just how it is though. So let me see, how am I on the your radio tower? Can you tell me what's your... Okay, so this would actually be like a decent opportunity to throw down another one of the radio towers. Certainly have. I mean, it only requires like 100 Morrowinds or so to be able to. Why does it make a big sound like that? Anyway, only requires a couple Morrowinds to actually make this thing work. Yeah, there's the uranium up there. Impure node on one of the most annoying to get to areas. Like, how would I even? Well, there's iron ore up there. Pure iron ore, no less. But like, yeah, this would be a good place to set stuff up if I want to ship anything around. But to be honest, it seems like there's not too much around there. No, where's the tower? I want to see the full extent of how the radar tower is. How far? Yeah, there's actually not too much up here. I think they really are pushing me towards getting into the... Yeah, let's start scanning for this. They really are pushing me towards getting into some of the late game areas. That's where they got all the good stuff. Yeah, I got a few ones claimed. I saw a cat there. Just gonna let that cat go. Yeah, everything currently claimed. Yeah, this should be... I'm just looking for a good area to sit... Yeah, there's all the Caterium stuff, by the way. That's what I was talking about before. Where there is a pure node up there. And it is, like, I didn't know. I didn't think of any better way to do that. Just some iron ore. Well, what do I even want to pick up from, like, one of these random nodes on the ground at this point in time? I'm just thinking about that here. Oh, and it does, of course, also in the radio tower, even if you're quite far away, it does tell you, like, yeah, still got like one hard drive in here, which I believe is probably this one, given that I have it still marked off. 31 slugs. A lot of different flora and fauna. 4 cool S. And I do believe it does remove those from the count when you collect them. At least I did. That other radio tower that I set up over there, I did some testing with, and it seemed to do that. Yeah, but right now it's like, yeah, just need to go around, go open up the... Yeah, go find maybe up near the radioactive floor. Okay, here. There's like one over here. Yeah, that would probably be a good opportunity to set up a geothermal reactor, or whatever it's called, geothermal generator, and then see what's around here. Oh, is that the strange alien metal? It looks pretty funky. It is. Good old Sammy. That's clearly the thing that's going to be used. I've said this a bunch of times before, but that's just because it really interests me. It's clear the stuff that's going to be used for like the oscillators, the oscillating vibrators or whatever for doing the like teleportation is what they seem to describe it as, and also like the quantum computers, of which I got a couple of those and I actually used them to get. The only thing I've been able to use those for so far is to get a couple more hard drives, which is funny because they literally give you exactly as many quantum computers and oscillators to get those hard drives, which means that they did that in the Christmas Fixmas event, or whatever it's called, the winter event, specifically to make sure that you could get those hard drives, and that's the only reason they gave them to you. Okay, it was right over here. Way down. However, I do believe even an impure one should be able to... Player is in the way. Yeah, I forgot how huge these things are. Yeah, here we go. Now, here, let me see real quick. So you have... Oh, it actually only costs 30. Wow, that is, like, super minimal. All right. I can't believe I didn't think about doing this sort of thing before. It feels like the most obvious thing right now. Now that I got it done. But yeah, it's the sort of thing, like... Sort of thing that, like, this should be enough to like inform me of any place that I want to go to. Yeah, for example, like this. But there's no like bauxite around here. Yeah, they definitely want me to go up to like the radioactive forest and everything. But it's like I just need a couple geothermal generators, you know, power up a drone port, power up like a couple refineries and stuff like that. It could also be that I want to do that in a way where I want to go find like a... Have I done this one already? Probably. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I think I'm running out of alternate recipes to get at this point in time. It seems like they have way more hard drives than are required here. Well, you know, one of the nice things with having things automatically created all the time and with little downtime in between machines is that I do have just plenty of things to be able to... Why am I even scanning? I have, you know, I know where stuff is. Got like iron ore here, got like catarium ore there. Normal sulfur, but this one's like a pure sulfur, right? Which would be pretty useful. It's like, yeah, this is a good place to set up. Just like a little teeny tiny base. It's like I can just get like a monorail going around here, pick up that, connect it to like the other geysers over here. It's not like coal though, which would be useful. But like there's enough geothermal energy around there to make stuff work. What I want to do is I just want to create a bunch of small little bases making a lot of aluminum, and then I will use that aluminum to go and you know, buff out the rest of the aluminum that I need. Because I just need a bunch more of that. That I think... Oh, here we go. This is... Yeah, this is the sort of thing that I was expecting more for. Fertile uranium. Still requires nitric acid, still requires sulfuric acid. And so that does uranium. I mean, considering... I don't know why they haven't taken this off. I already have the other two things, but whatever. Interesting. Yeah, and I guess that's because, you know, there is... I mean, it's adding extra uranium to it would probably be easier, but would it be more worthwhile? I mean, I do know that... God, it's going to take a while to create the nuclear pasta. That's just... I'm not going to get away from that. That's just how it is. However, I do think that... Okay, there are just a lot of things over here, aren't there? Maybe I'll go set up another tower. I mean, that's just right on the edge of this current radar tower. I keep wanting to call them radio towers. And I even picked up like some of the radio units because I expected there to be some in the recipe. Because it's been so long, I didn't even remember. But no, they're just radar towers. They're not radio. Well, anyway, so... Could be looking around for more hard drives. I don't think there's a point anymore. I think I've gotten pretty much everything I'm going to get. But still... The vibrating oscillators, it's like actually having teleportation technology and the like would be so nice. And I could set up like hyper tubes and stuff like that. Man. I've never set up one hyper tube in the entirety of this game, by the way. Probably should. Oh, hi. Is there something behind me? How did you even get up here? Like, how even? That doesn't even make sense. You're not a flying creature. Anyway. Yeah, but I mean, you know, you think about the amount of times that I've seen enemies just literally spawn into... Anything of also interest? Enemies literally spawn into the world as I approach them. Satisfactory. It's kind of a janky game. Once again, I don't know if you've noticed this. You might not have. Well, anyway, I know the radioactive forest is definitely going to be that, and it seems very likely at this point in time, and it just doesn't really surprise me at all, that the place that I'm going to end up going to is the radioactive forest and this little marsh area over here, which I think is like a secondary poisonous, but like less poisonous, or it's very similar to that other biome with all the mushrooms in it and everything. All right, I got like a big drop off here, and I do believe that this is, yeah, this is the point where I found that uranium earlier, right? I also got an autosave, so make sure I'm not in any place that's in any danger. Yeah, okay. But like, yeah, this is the place where I found that one uranium earlier. But then, yeah, you can see a very similar sort of swamp area. Well, I guess not a bad thing necessarily. I'd be able to set up a bunch of like water things here, which would work well for me. Ah, here we go. Here's the... All right, y'all. Let's get one down there. Let's go... No. Let's go get over here, get a radio tower up, get everything else nice and... Make it nice and easy to see what's going on around here. God, those geothermal energies are energy things are so much larger than thought they were going to be. They look like something that should be tiny. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's... No. Trying to hit me here? No, I don't think so. Still have that very aggressive character over here. Oh yeah, no, it can still hit me from here. And it still will. You know what, give me some of my cellular. I can use that for stuff. My cellular related things. Oh? There's something interesting down here? This is a curious little place. Okay. But no. I was going to look. All right, let's take a look. What do we got around here? Okay, well, there is also... it's a lot of impure crude oil, but it is crude oil. And crude oil does mean that I can set up, like, you know, some various factories. Nitrogen, too. You know, so we got, like, bauxite. We got, like, nitrogen. We got, like, you know... There's some pure iron ore, more bauxite. Yeah, even, like, pure stuff. Oh, even, like, pure bauxite over here. No, actually, all three. No copper, I see. Yeah, if I wanted to go for copper, it's kind of a way away. There's even uranium. If I wanted to go set up, if I wanted to, there's like sulfur, there's concrete, there's uranium. That's all you need to make a uranium cell. To make like the power cells. I hear cats. Uh-oh. Should probably get out of here before I get cats. Before cats start coming around. Well, anyway. All right. So, yeah, there's some ways to start setting up. You know, it's like, of course, I could just run the entire... I could just spend the time getting a monorail out here or something, but I don't know. I want to go say, like, this should be a lot simpler than trying to lay down, you know, 100 kilometers of monorail track. Oh, there's a cool S. I can hear cats still. I can hear cats in the background. Meowing. I'm going to... I mean, certainly I played a lot of cat games on this channel, you understand. It's a weirdly common genre. I don't know how that happened, to be honest. Like, how did the cat game genre come about? But anyway, yep, there they are. I feel like I'm well attuned to fearing them. Okay, there's a few of those over there. Are those the ones that those are not the ones I've already claimed. Yeah, it should be easy to just... where are we looking? Where are we looking? Yeah, there's some there. There's like some there. Nitrogen and everything, though. I mean, a node there for uranium. I'm guessing that it's probably... What is going on with this texture? Whoa, and it's like, oh, geez, what is... Huh? I'm not, you know what, whatever. This is not the time to ask. All right. Got anything else? I mean, I got a cool S, so you know it's always, as always, it's always a very successful journey whenever you get a cool S. All right, it's just those ones up there, though. These ones, I guess, are... Okay. No, it's these ones that I'm looking at. But those ones absolutely seem like the next one to go get. Should make that nice and easy. Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all of these resources, because these are a lot of resources. There's a lot of good potential here. You know, even impure, even like 6... Yeah, here's the nitrogen. Here's even like the 6 impure nodes and everything of like oil. That's enough to create fuel. And that's enough for that fuel to be able to... Especially, you know, well, no, there's no coal over there. I was going to say there is sulfur, but there's no coal. It's enough to create like a good amount of energy to be able to do a decent sized, maybe not as large as the home factory. Definitely not as large as the home factory, but a pretty good size sort of base over there. And all I need to have it do is just create some of the more troublesome objects. Ones that I need a lot of, but require like, I'm now on anything that requires like 600 plus things to ship inside. Yes. Another interesting area over here. Anything that requires like 600, oh, what's this? Regular coal. Okay. There's some other coal over here too, I suppose. It's not really close enough to these though. This is the area right over here. This is the area that I'm looking at. Well, anyway. Yeah. Underwater sort of place. It's neat. Yeah, I remember that one. Some computers, okay. All right. Hit this one more time. And this is going to be mostly... Oh, I see another... see a sphere there. See orb. One of these days they're going to be used for something, and I'm probably not going to be on the same save file. I'm probably... If I come back to this game, I'll probably start another save file, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to... I've learned a lot from playthrough 1, and I am going to try and effectively use that... Oh, okay. I'm going to try to effectively use that to beat this game in a much less time. What is this now? Oh, this is impure strange alien metal ore. Doesn't even really look like that. Usually it has kind of that, kind of like a colorful style to it. Yeah, it looked more like iron ore. Huh. Well, just in case I want to come back here at some point in time. I was like marking off the strange alien metal with a question mark. Because after all, nobody knows what it does just yet. I mean, we have a pretty good idea of what it does. It lets you make quantum computers and vibrating oscillators and oscillating vibrators and whatever. Stop that. Stop saying that right now. Anyway, I know what I'm saying. This is not just a mere mistake. Okay, so stop that. Okay. Anyway. I like the sort of... What is... Yeah, you actually see these sort of things all over the place. They also make up the inside of like the various arches and everything that exist around here. Of which I do believe that, you know, like over here, there was like another strange alien metal. Oh, never mind. Yeah, there you are. There was another strange alien metal thing that I remember that was just surrounded by those arches. I'm always going to be speculating on any sort of, I don't know, like lore in this game. Probably would be like, yes, the arches have something to do with the alien creatures who used to live here before they disappeared for some reason. Or perhaps they didn't. Perhaps they merely are, you know, a more unassuming creature than you would expect, but still nonetheless intelligent for it. Perhaps they are, you know, powerful in their own way. They have like some sort of unique ability to themselves that they're the slugs. They're the slugs. I've been crushing the native aliens of this planet the entire time because they're the slugs. That's how they were able to create such unique and amazing artifacts and whatever. Because they are the artifacts. All right. Real quick, I'm gonna go set up one of you. This is a very consistent way in these things like exist. Let me go put my just enormous setup here. Despite the fact that it's only 2 objects. Yeah. There's the water that I was using before. Oh, there is a lot of coal over here. So I would be able to create. Okay, well, I mean, there's also oil too. Coal and oil. I mean, if I could do anything with the strange alien metal, this would be the place to do it, right? Also, more nitrogen over here. A lot of pure stuff. Good opportunity for that sort of thing. You know, like here's some sulfur, here's some coal. No bauxite. It seems like bauxite is mostly limited to like the high level areas more than anything else. Guess I can't really say I'm surprised, but you know. Yeah. I mean, this is just pretty. This is pretty close to the. This is pretty close to my uranium setup, so no surprise here, I suppose. And then this area, I believe, is considered out of bounds because I swear I went over there and started taking a lot of damage. Oh yeah, right over here. Yeah, there's the strange alien metal alongside like this weird tower of like things. This weird tower. Anyway. Okay. So right now, it's looking most likely that I'm going to end up building a secondary base over here. And there's not enough copper. There just really isn't enough copper for like setting up. I mean, I guess there was like 1 copper ore thing there, right? I just moused over it. Here's 1 pure copper. Yeah, but like iron. Got 1 normal copper ore. This is kind of far away if I wanted to end up doing anything with that. Maybe I could set up something here. This seems like a decent area. If only I could get rid of like the gas pillar things, whatever you'd call them. All right. So, I mean, we do have this over here. I think I know what that is, though. I think that one requires black powder. Because I kind of vaguely remember finding it before. Okay, we're going to the middle of the map. Middle of the map, right here. This is always where the good stuff is. That's that swamp area, this area, that area, and the swamp area are the highest level zones, as you could call it. They're the ones that require you to have like turbo motors and quantum computers to open up stuff. So that is obviously, I see a cool S there. And when I see a cool S, I say, cool, yes. Because I want that cool S. Anyway. Yes, I also see that there is 1 more here. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm picking it up. I got it right here. Okay. Now. I'll just kind of go forward from here. If I can find a good way up, this will be an easy place to go and grab. Oh yeah, I also do have the molecular analysis machine. Got another hard drive. Maybe I should go check that out. Well, got what's probably the last hard drive that I'm getting, at least for now, because I don't think it's worth getting anymore. Maybe. Oh, we got instant plutonium cell, you say? Non-fissile uranium. I mean, yeah, you don't need to... Wait, what? Oh, you do need to do that in the particle accelerator. I'm just like, wait a second. Yeah, that just means that you just take the uranium and cram it into... You know, the standard recipe is using, like, those power rods. Oh, there's also, like, turbo pressure motor. Package nitrogen gas. Pressure conversion... This is probably not a bad one either. Sort of like this. Oh, I maybe should be looking... I'm actually starting to get some interesting stuff over here. Maybe I should be looking for more hard drives, as it were. Sure, it's still going to try and give me, like, bio coal and whatever. Recipes that they gave me when I unlocked the turbo fuel. I don't know why they're still in the RNG rotation here. I'm not... I could just choose them to get them out of it or something, but it seems like a dumb idea. How am I doing on space? Because there's that one that does require the... If I just go and find, like, a little bit of coal... There's that one that does just require the black powder. It's just I don't carry around black powder. What can I say? Okay, well, I want to go get up there. I don't... Yeah, there's the uranium base. I don't think I'm going to have enough power to be able to do that. Hopefully there's a geyser up there so that I can get a good idea of... Oh, another quest. Hopefully there's another like set of geysers up there, or at least just one geyser. It can even be an impure geyser. It doesn't matter. It can be like a singular impure geyser would be enough to power up one of these things. It only requires 30 Morrowinds. Got it. Okay. I got another one. For whatever that's worth. Hey, what's this? Oh, just some water. Huh. Well, I mean... Can I end up using that for anything? I guess it's actually quite close to the... well, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Like, there is other water around here. Yeah, but that one's really convenient water. It also doesn't require you to set up, like, 30 different... Doesn't require me to set up like 30 different water extractors. Because you don't really get upgrades for water extractors. Oh, is that another strange alien metal? Yeah, see, that's normally what it should look like. It looked more like an iron ore node. The last one that I saw. But yeah, there's the other one. Sort of a neat area. But would be cool to... Go and set up some stuff around here, but I mean, besides, it's not like the strange alien metal would be useful in any way. And that was actually something I was thinking about before, I realized it's like, yeah, we got these geysers. It's like, how would I end up creating like a self-sufficient tiny drone base? I'm talking about, all right, I want to go get a lot of some sort of ore or something like that. How do I power a drone base with the intent that there is nothing else around it, it's just the ore? Say, like, how do I get that uranium up on top of that gigantic tower? Well, you can run like just a bunch of power cables up there. But I think like the best way to do it would probably be like packaged turbo fuel and create a... Oh boy. Yeah, packaged turbo fuel, have it unpack there. What is going... I think I'm near gas. But packaged turbo fuel, have it unpack it up on top of there. Feed it into the... Yeah, it is gas. Yeah, get me out of here. Okay, we're good. Feed it into like an unpacker. Feed it into like a fuel thing. It's just then I have to go balance because, unpackers do create a bunch of... Oh, cool. Unpackers do create a bunch of, like, empty fuel packages and, a bunch of stuff like that. And I don't know if it's worth it just to go and get that one node of uranium. If I was really optimal with how I was creating everything, maybe it would. Maybe it would actually be worthwhile to do something like that. just to make sure that I could get every piece of uranium out here everywhere. But evidently, as seen, even like the nuclear pasta just kind of doesn't even require uranium. Yeah, I guess it's just for producing nuclear. I mean, I guess it just creates it out of the. It's the neutrons are just neutrons created from, you know, oxygen or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I wear a full face mask on this planet, but you know, I do also need a gas filter, so I don't know if I'm actually breathing this air or not. Maybe it just filters out, like, you know, alien particles or something. Nothing at all? Really? Well, yeah, no, they don't have, there's no geysers up here. Well, you know, my ingress, it's going to be the Bauxite 2 station. That's going to be the point that I'm able to set up something, because that's kind of the closest electricity around here. I guess if I want to set things up in this area, I am going to have to... By the way, I keep calling this a radioactive forest. It is very clear there's just very small areas that are radioactive that just happen to be a lot of the places that I was exploring. That said, the name sticks. So, anyway, I was saying that the Bauxite 2 station. That should... if I can find some oil. If I can find some oil, or if I just want to get the Bauxite 2 station to lend a little bit of energy a little bit farther in here, that would be the way to do it. But this seems like a very promising area. And all I would need to do is I would just need to find an oil well. Even just one or two of them would be enough to set up a basic base. Actually, maybe not even a basic base. Maybe like a very large base. It's sort of hard to say. Oh, yeah. Clearly I already got this one. I mean, not only that, you can also see like the corpses around on the ground and everything too. Okay. I also hear cats. Give me 1 second. Where's the bauxite base? It's directly behind me. Ow, 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 my entire body. It's fine. I'll survive. I hope. Take note, no promises on surviving. Oh, come on. Just give me like... Here we go. I hate this stupid forest. It is like the end game forest, I suppose. There's a couple areas I guess I would consider to be end game in one way or another, and this is definitely one of them. It's like sulfur? No, that's Caterium ore. I got several pure Caterium ores on lock, making Caterium ingots and everything like that. It sort of is... Oh, no, I think that's a... Yeah, unless you got a... Hey, you got a hard drive there? No. Okay, so I already got that one. All right, where's my bauxite base? Right over here. That's going to be sort of the point that I end up using to see into this place a little bit farther, since it's hooked up to the power grid. Aside from that, it seems like it's going to be a little bit trickier. I think at one point in time I did find some oil. Like there is an oil... I'll take a look, because it should be listed as claimed if I did in fact, if I'm remembering this correctly and I'm not just making this up. Take note, I may just be making this up. Organization. Not as many radio towers as I was expecting to create. Whatever, it's fine. All right, look it up. This is my window into the end game area. Okay, well, yeah, okay. You know, coal also can produce... This is a lot less than I was expecting. Coal also can produce a lot of... Yeah, there's like water, there's coal. That would be enough to go create, like, even just... Curious. Could I... Yeah, okay, well... Sort of overestimated that quite a bit. So, curious right now. How hard is it? I can make a coal generator right now. I could just, you know, even if it took like a little bit of biofuel generation to get working, I would be able to. Yeah, let's go set that up and then set it up right in the middle of the forest. See if there's anything else of interest that I'm working with over here, because I sort of expect there to be more stuff. You know, I kind of was already building. I sort of built that up with the expectation that there was going to be more stuff around here and that it was going to be really cool once I threw down the radar tower. Well, really cool. Normal. I got like a pure coal right over here. Is that water deep enough, though, is the question. Yeah, there's that. A few more things over here I might want to try and go look at, but I'm fairly certain that that is one of the first areas you can start out with, so maybe not as much as I would want. Aside from that, though, I mean, let's go take a look. Maybe I can get a water source right next to the... Hold up.